everyone and Merry Christmas. Well, not yet, but you know, we're in the Christmas season and I'm joined here with my co-host Trevor, the tree. He's taking up half the screen, so I'll be like over here. Before we get into anything, I do want to announce that I will not be doing Vlogmas again this year, unfortunately. If you haven't seen last year's, here's a quick recap because it was a lot. Kobe.
Dear!
Life is not great right now. Why is this drawer like wide open for? Because we're not on a time crunch. Why'd you get the biggest size possible? Here's your lunch.
I'm so far behind on your blogs.
I just woke up from my nap like super confused about what year it is.
It's just so bright, I cannot see anything.
I'm gonna go as far as to say that this is the most tired I've ever been in my entire life.
What do you mean? Have you ever vlogged in Walmart? What do you mean you don't mind?
I don't mind.
Have you ever?
My channel!
I'm gonna have to take a nap. Like I just won't survive.
I had to swallow lava.
Oh, who let me out the house looking this ugly?
Yeah, so if you haven't seen that yet, make sure to click up here and go watch it. It was a fun time. It was a lot of work. For one, I don't think anyone realizes how much work goes into Vlogmas because you have to upload every single day. I only gave myself a day behind like each upload that I needed to do, so I was editing like the same day I was filming and it was just stressful for sure. That aged me like an entire year. With that being said, I am not going to put myself under that stress again this year. That's like a small reason. The main reason is that I'm not doing anything. We're in a pandemic, I'm in quarantine, I don't do anything for fun at all, so the vlogs would be really boring and I don't want to put you guys through that. So unfortunately we're gonna have to skip it this year and I may or may not do it next year. Who knows? It was honestly very stressful, so I may never do it again, but we'll see. But if you haven't seen last year's, make sure to go binge that. It's 12 full episodes that you get to watch, so it's a really fun experience to go watch everything happen all at once. But unfortunately this year I will not be doing it, but that is okay. No need to frown. We're all going to be happy on Christmas because I am still going to be uploading 4 special Christmas videos for this entire month. Starting with today's video, let's get into that. I am going to be ranking Christmas movies from best to worst, so who is excited to hear my professional critique of these holiday movies? Because I am a professional movie critic now. I just assigned myself that title. Well, I think we can roll the Christmas intro now.
Is it good? Oh, shit.
I had to swallow lava.
I don't like it. I just don't know what it is. I hate it. I hate it.
Ow. Not this time. Merry Christmas to us, from us.
There's actually a couple things that I want to say before we start. First of all, I'm so sorry if I like keep leaning over here because the camera's like center right here. This is where I'm used to sitting, and like Larry over here, or what did I name him? Trevor. Trevor is taking up like half the, like I'm pushed to the side, so I'm like looking at the camera from this angle, but it looks fine. I checked it. It looks fine. So I actually did a video very similar to this during spooky season when I ranked Halloween candy. If you want to click up here and go watch that, it was a really fun time, but I'm going to be doing like kind of the same concept. I'm going to be using this website that I've seen a whole bunch of people use on YouTube. Basically like a tier list where you like categorize things, but I'm going to let you guys know what the categories are going to be this time. The names that I came up with this time were like Christmas related, so starting from the worst at the bottom, going to the top, we're going to have movies that are a lump of coal, basically meaning like a piece of and then we're gonna have movies that made it onto the naughty list. You know, they weren't good and they're not getting anything for Christmas because they were naughty. And then in the middle we're gonna have Rudolph before that foggy Christmas Eve because, you know, like all the reindeer kind of didn't like Rudolph until like that one foggy Christmas Eve when Santa was like, can you help me out? Like I can't see, like we need your bright ass red nose. And then all the reindeer were like, oh okay, I guess he's cool now. So the movies there are kind of gonna be like movies that like you watched the first time and it was like, it kind of sucked, but then the more you watched it, it got a little bit better. Or maybe the other way around, you liked it when you were a kid, but then it just got worse when you got older. So Rudolph's kind of like a weird category that you don't know how you feel about him. You're just kind of going with the flow, what everyone else says. That's what the Rudolph category is. And then moving above that, we have the nice list, which is obviously like what everyone wants to be. And then the best category would be the 5 golden rings, which let's be honest, out of the 12 days of Christmas gifts, I think the 5 golden rings would be the best one because they were kind of giving just like animals for the rest of them, like the partridge in a pear tree and like the turtle doves and like the geese a laying. Like it was just a whole bunch of animals and like all the presents sucked, but the 5 golden rings was like, damn, like he got money. So the 5 golden rings is kind of just like, you know, you got 5 stars, like you're the best. That's like my description of what all the categories are. Last thing before we start is that I have like this sweater lights up. I think you guys saw like from last year. I just didn't want it to be like distracting. Is it distracting? I'll keep that off for now. That's like for parties and stuff. Okay, let's do this thingy. Freaky Friday reference, not a Christmas movie. These movies like kind of got put in here in like a really random order, so that's like how I'm gonna do them, okay? I'm going to be ranking 23 of the best Christmas movies, so let's go ahead and get started. The first movie that we have on our list is Home Alone Part 3. If you're not familiar, Home Alone has 4 movies. It may even have more than that, I'm not sure, but I've seen 4 of them, and all 4 are on this list, okay? So we're gonna start with the third one because that's like the order that it came in. I owned it on VHS, so it was like a really good movie, but it's nowhere near as good as the first or second one, and that is because they replaced the main kid, Kevin, with someone else. Like, it's a whole different, it's like, it's not even related. It should have had its own name, because it's like completely, they're not related at all. I think for that, I'm going to put it on the nice list, and it definitely could be a 5 golden ring, but the fact that they used the Home Alone title just to get views, like they clickbaited you, I don't f with that. That's not cool. Next we have Krampus, which if you haven't heard of Krampus, it's like a horror movie like made around Christmas time though. I've only seen it one time before, and what I do remember is that I was a little scared of it, but it wasn't necessarily like good. I've only seen it one time, so I don't want to rank it like really bad. For the movies that I can't remember too well, I'm gonna go onto YouTube and watch the trailer for them if that's okay with everybody, just so I can refresh my memory. This looks good. Okay, I remember it, and like this trailer is really good, like it makes me want to watch it, but I remember it just like didn't match the expectations that I had for it. So I'm definitely going to rank this the Rudolph one because like I could see myself liking it again maybe if I give it another try. I'm kind of like foggy on how I feel about it, kind of like at Christmas Eve when they decided if they liked Rudolph or not, so I'm gonna have to decide after another rewatch. So the next one we have Charlie Brown's Christmas, which I don't like Charlie Brown. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that. I hope I don't get attacked in the comments down below. I'm not a fan of Charlie Brown. I don't like it. I just don't know what it is. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the Halloween special. I hate the Thanksgiving one. The Christmas one is just as bad. The little tree and the song that they sing is so annoying. It's literally a lump of coal. I don't like Charlie Brown. Sorry.
And I'm sorry.
Hate me if you want to. I don't like Charlie Brown. Trash ass cartoon. It's boring. Like, it's literally so boring. Their soundtrack is ass. I don't enjoy it. That's my opinion.
That's my opinion!
I know I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for that, but that's just how I feel. Speaking of trash ass movies, our next one is A Christmas Story, which is like that movie where the kid like gets his tongue stuck on a pole and he like gets a BB gun for Christmas. Like, that movie is ass. Like, that movie sucks so bad. Like, literally it's not good. It's not good. That's also going into a lump of coal. Those are both like 2 shit movies that I'm forced to watch all the time because they're like everyone's favorite. Like, they're a classic. They're boring. Everyone already clicked off the video because those are everyone's favorites, but they suck so bad. Let's move on. Okay, moving on, we have Elf, which if you haven't seen Elf, you need to stop this video. Like, don't even continue watching. Go stop this and go watch Elf right now, because Elf is literally a golden ring. Elf is a cinematic masterpiece, okay? I honestly think Elf might be my favorite Christmas movie. Like, Elf is such a good movie. The soundtrack, like everything about Elf is fire. 4 Christmases. So I saw this movie in theaters, actually, fun fact, and I remember as a kid I thought it was hilarious. Like, I thought this was like the funniest movie I had ever seen. But then I watched it as an adult like a couple years ago, and it wasn't as funny as I remember. It's still a great movie, it just wasn't as funny as I remember. So I'm gonna put it on the nice list. So then we have The Grinch live action, which is just like literally like it's side by side with Elf. Like, I'm moving that to the 5 golden rings category because The Grinch is like, Jim Carrey, come on now. Like, is there anything he's bad at? This is also Alexandria's favorite movie, so shout out to Alexandria. Next movie that we have is Jingle All the Way, which I don't think is a very popular movie, but it should be. I think I'm also going to rate this a 5 golden ring because I love Jingle All the Way. Like, Turbo Man, like, oh my god. Like, if you haven't seen Jingle All the Way, you need to go watch it right now because like the top 3 that I have in my 5 golden rings right now are the 3 that I like must watch every year. Yeah, so I think out of all 23 that I have, like, these 3 are like probably the only ones that are gonna get into the golden ring category, but those 3 are literally just so good. Let's continue, okay? Wait, hold on, I love all of these. Okay, the next one is Christmas Vacation. I love that movie too. It gets funnier every year as I grow older because I get more and more of the jokes out of it. Like, I've seen Christmas Vacation every Christmas since I was like 3 years old. Like, I love that movie, and every year that I've grown up, I've like understood more and more of the jokes that are in it. I think I'm gonna rate it a golden ring too. Okay, Polar Express. Deadass, like 4th grade I think is the last time that I saw it, but I loved it so much when I was a kid. So the fact that I haven't seen it as an adult, I can't rate it a golden ring. Actually, let me watch the Polar Express trailer to see if I can spark some memories. This is the movie where like you can't hear a bell ring if like you don't believe in Santa, right? That's so sad. I still hear it. Ooh, the animation is really bad. First of all, the trailer is ass. Secondly, the graphics might have been good then in 2004, but this is 2020, okay? And while 7-year-old me would have loved and ranked that as a golden star, I want to move it lower, but we're gonna leave it at the nice list, but not interested. Does not look good. Not feeling Polar Express. I need to go rewatch that. Moving on to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh my god. What a shit movie, huh? Rudolph is another one of those classic movies that I absolutely despise. The graphics suck. I hate the animation. The animation like scares me. I don't like it. I'm not a fan at all. This is a horror movie and it's also a piece of shit lump of coal. All 3 of the ones in the lump of coal are movies that people love. Like, I literally despise all 3 of those. Next we have A Nightmare Before Christmas, which I have never seen before. I know that's also a lot of people's favorites. Like, a lot of people love that movie. To give my opinion on this, I'm going to watch my trailer and base my opinion solely on that. This came out in 1993? I thought this came out in like 2002.
Place where every day is Halloween, and every night Jack Skellington of Stone Pictures presents the enchanting story of 2 very special dreamers and the holiday spirit that brought them together. From the imagination of Tim Burton comes The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I don't like the idea of it being both a Halloween and Christmas movie. I feel like they're playing both sides because they wanted to get more views. Unfortunately, a lot of people love that movie, and based on the trailer, I'm gonna have to put this on the naughty list only because I will give it a chance, okay? I'm not gonna rate it a lump of coal because I've never seen the full thing. I don't intend to either, but we're gonna put it on the naughty list because it's naughty that they decided to mix the 2 holidays together. They don't go together. The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I think this is a movie that I can skip a year watching. Like, I don't have to watch it every year, so we're just gonna put it on the nice list because it's like, it's a good movie. It's just not like fantastic. Home Alone Part 2, okay? We did Part 3, now Home Alone Part 2. I don't have to watch it every year, but like if I don't, I'm gonna be sad. So I'm definitely putting Part 2 in the 5 golden rings because like the sequel to Home Alone is like probably like at least 5 times better than the first one. I'm not kidding. Speaking of Home Alone 2, we're moving on to Home Alone Part 4, which is absolute garbage. A literal piece of a lump of coal is where that is going. Home Alone Part 4 sucks so f***ing bad. I've only seen it like 5 times as a kid, and I just remember watching it and being so bored out of my mind because it's nothing like the other Home Alones except for the fact that he like sets booby traps, but like his traps aren't even good. Like, it's just so bad. I can't believe they were allowed to use the title of Home Alone on that movie because it's so f***ing bad. And they replaced the kid from Part 3 too, so why even make a 4th one? Like, let's just make a whole new category of movies at this point. Like, we're changing the kid every movie. Like, what are we doing here? Next we have Santa Claus Part 3, which I don't know what like their thinking is. Literally like, okay, we had one good Christmas movie, let's just make 50 of them. Wait, what is the 3rd one about? I haven't seen it in so long so that I don't remember. Oh, let's just watch the trailer.
A manner that is both willful and malicious. Excuse me. Did you just accuse me of being skillful and delicious? I'm tired of playing second fiddle. Sending everyone back in time.
Somebody's on the roof.
Okay, hold the f*** up. I did not know that there was time travel in Part 3. I love time travel. The fact that they incorporated that into the 3rd one and like changed the timeline, I f*** with heavy. So I'm gonna put it in the Rudolph category because I don't know how I feel about it, but like maybe if like Santa comes out and like he's cool with it, I'll like change my mind and be like, oh, it's actually like we do fuck with him after all. Definitely gonna go in the Rudolph category because maybe if like a foggy Christmas Eve comes, we might need him. Next we have Home Alone Part 1, a classic. The problem with Home Alone Part 1 is that I think out of every movie on this list, I've seen it the most. At least 500 times. I've seen Home Alone Part 1 so many times that I think I'm just gonna have to place it on the nice list because it is a very good movie. It's very good. I've just seen it so many times that I don't know if I like want to watch it again necessarily, you know? Let it get old, and then when we discover it again in a few years, we'll be like, oh, you remember Home Alone? Like, that was a good movie, right? But I feel like I just have overplayed it so much at this point. It's kind of just like, let's just let Home Alone relaxes here, you know? Next we have the Santa Claus Part 2. What do you think, Trevor? I think we're gonna put the second Santa Claus on the nice list. It's like, it's good. It's a nice movie. Yeah, we're gonna put the second one on the nice list. We have How the Grinch Stole Christmas animated version, which I'm not really a fan of the classics. The animated one is just so boring. But it is Dr. Seuss, so it's like a good movie. I'm gonna put the Grinch on the Rudolph list, the Rudolph tier, because like, if everyone around me is like, oh, I with the Grinch animated version, I'll be like, yeah, like me too. Like if all my friends are doing it, then I'll be down too. But like if Santa's not there, like I'm treating him like. Moving on, we have Jack Frost, which is not a very popular movie either, which like I don't know why not, because it should be. It's a very, very good movie. It's a very sad movie, but it's like, it's a masterpiece. It's so good. I think I'm gonna rate a Jack Frost a golden ring, just because it's such a hidden gem that not everyone knows about or like loves it, but like you need to watch it if you haven't seen it. That hits me right here. Is my heart here? Is it here? Yeah, it hits me right here. I'll Be Home for Christmas, another not very popular movie from my childhood. Very decent. It's not great at all by any means, but it's good. It is good. I'm gonna put this on the nice list. So moving on, we have Christmas with the Cranks. Alexandria showed me this movie and it is one of her favorite Christmas movies, and not good. Not good at all. I've only seen this one time because of Alexandria and I was bored out of my mind, and I never told her that I didn't like it, so I feel like she's gonna be super offended when she watches this. I'm so sorry. It's just not good. I'll give it one more chance, but I already know it's not good. I'm just gonna rate it a naughty list. I would rate it a lump of coal, but we're just gonna be nice to Alexandria because she likes it. Naughty list for sure. Don't watch that movie. It's not good. And last but definitely least, we have Prancer. Prancer is just a movie. Like, I'm so sorry. I've only seen Prancer like 4 times in my childhood, so I might like appreciate it more as an adult. It might be like more of like a, I do not like non-comedy Christmas movies. Like Christmas movies that are dramas, like who cares? Like it's just so boring. I don't even know what it's about. Okay, let me watch the trailer because I don't know what it's about. I just remember it being boring as.
Now, she's the only one in the world who believes. You have added inspiration to my day, young lady. And her family. I think we still got time. Santa hadn't been to Three Oaks.
I'm not watching any, like, God. The trailer was just as bad as I remember the movie being. No, Prancer is literally garbage. It's a lump of coal. Like, it looks so boring. Like, it might have been good in the 80s when it came out. This was like one of the only bad movies produced in the 80s. Every movie that came out in the 80s was like fantastic. Like Prancer was just an exception to that rule, and I blame Prancer for like the fall of cinema as we know it. Okay, that was the last movie. I talked so much about everyone's favorite movie. Like literally my lump of coal list is everyone's favorite, except for Home Alone Part 4. I don't think that's anyone's favorite. No one likes Home Alone 4. I think we can all agree that Home Alone Part 4 is literally the worst movie out of all of these, right? Okay. Well, so give this video a thumbs up if you hate Home Alone 4. Oh my god, let me just let you know. Give me 1 second. That Santa hat was literally like the hottest thing. I don't know how Santa wears that. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like, out in the snow, like on Christmas Eve, like it's probably pretty cold. But like in here, with the heat on, like my head is on fire. We're gonna turn on the sweater for the outro. Is that okay with everybody? I hope I didn't upset too many of you, but if you did happen to enjoy this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Also make sure to subscribe because I make new videos every Saturday, which means that you get a new video every Saturday. And click that post notification bell, that way you get a notification when that video goes up on Saturday. And share this video to anyone who likes Christmas movies, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
You know what, sometimes I just make videos like this and I just wonder how I have any subscribers at all, because what the f did I just do?